UK Sports and the PGA Tour are delighted to bring you the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. We're at the Zurich Classic of New Orleans. Today's coverage is about to begin. I'm Luke Elvey alongside major champion Rich Beam in the booth, and it's wonderful to welcome in Henny Koyak, who's out on the course following our featured group.
Hey Luke and Rich, I'm looking forward to treading the fairways again with these two because they were absolute fire the first time round, and I have a feeling that after their exchanges on social media, it'll be even more spicy out here.
Well, I'm certainly looking forward to following along with these two. This is a rivalry that could be one for the ages. Can't wait to see what sort of excitement they generate. Oh, that is a thing of beauty. TPC Louisiana is a very interesting golf course, mate, on some pretty flat land, Rich.
Absolutely, and this hole shows you exactly what to expect. Second shot to a very tiny green. Tiny greens dotting this entire layout. Hit one close here, and you can expect to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is lovely.
And here we are with the third shot. That one raced by. Bit of work coming back. Well, I hope he makes this one. It's for par. Starting the round at even par.
Nothing wrong with an opening par, just easing their way into this round.
Rich, if you missed a birdie opportunity at the first, you've certainly got one here at the second.
Yeah, it's par 5. It's pretty much just straight away. You got to avoid those bunkers down the left-hand side. For those players laying up, you got to lay it up shy of the big bunker down the right-hand side. This green sits ever so slightly above the fairway, and again, they're just not that big of targets. It really is a cool golf course designed by Pete Dye.
Why don't we catch up with Will Zalatoris?
He's trying to pull ahead in this group rivalry. Let's see what happens.
Let's catch up with the current proceedings. Getting ready to play their third. Seven feet to the cup. I like the look of this. And that will drop in for birdie. He's in a share of 7th place.
And after that good play, moving up the leaderboard.
The third hole is a long par 3 measuring 230 yards.
Be careful of the wind here. You can't always feel it, as those trees on the left sometimes block it out. Missing it right is an obvious no-no, but missing it left is no guaranteed of an up and down either. The green slopes away pretty severely over there.
Looks to be going with a hybrid here. Not a bad shot, that. Still a chance.
That would be back-to-back birdies for this player. This one looking really good.
Fair effort. That hole's done. Currently 1 under for the tournament. TPC Louisiana might be known as a birdie fest. However, you're going to find plenty of challenges, including the par 4 fourth.
How can bunkers that are so minuscule be so agonizing? That's exactly what these are down the left-hand side of the 4th hole. You avoid those, and you get a good look at the green for your second shot that gently works away from the player.
And he's down there.
Yeah, he's got 190 all the way back here.
Looks to be going with the 5-iron. That should find the surface.
Wow, showing Will Zalatoris that this rivalry is indeed not to be taken lightly.
Now let's switch our attention to Will Zalatoris.
Who'd have thought we'd see this? He is behind his rival. Can he do the catching up that's necessary?
A chance for a birdie if this goes down. That was a gallant attempt. Just 3 feet to the cup. Now 4 back after that hole. Reach the 5th is a shortish par 4 by today's standards, but still enough there to mess with your ball.
Players want to move the tee shot from right to left on this hole because there's some trees on the tee box that'll kind of force you that direction, so driver may not be the play. The second shot, however, that's where it gets interesting. This green absolutely belongs in a skate park. This has more humps and bumps and wobbles in it. It is a very cool design.
Terrific approach and a chance for a birdie here on the 5th. What are we looking at for this putt, Henny?
Can't be too aggressive here. Take your medicine and move on. This is down the hill.
Tracking. Not sure if they understood the lie of the land there, Rich. Why don't we catch up with Will Zalatoris?
He's got some work to do, but he's only 1 back from his rival.
Let's take a look at the leaderboard. The leader now has a 1-stroke advantage. The 6 is a tremendous par 4. Plenty of golf hole, this one.
Water all the way down the left-hand side, so that's going to shove your tee shot out to the right, which make that second shot so much longer. Not much to the screen. It's fairly flat, but finding it in 2, well, that's a tall order.
This shot from around the 200-yard marker. Currently 4 shots off the pace. Opting for the hybrid, I think.
This one is all over it.
That's well played. Anything on the green from there was fine. Oh, this will be good for the momentum. Let's make this birdie putt.
This one's tracking.
Oh, gee, that line was looking good, wasn't it? This putt right on 10 feet. A good one to make.
This is on a great line.
Well, it was a wonderful approach shot, wasn't it? But unfortunately having to settle for par. The 7th provides a great opportunity if you can get a good driveway. This par 5's a lovely hole.
Pete Dye put a zit in the middle of this fairway, and it absolutely needs to be popped. You drive it in that fairway bunker, and you're absolutely beside yourself on how your golf ball could end up in something so small. It is a brilliant design, a brilliant bunker on a hole that should be birdieable by everybody in the field.
Well, this person displays the power game in pure fashion there.
Using all of his muscles to get that one home in 2.
A spot in the all-important top 5 coming up if you can hold this. Oh, so close. Just a simple tap in for birdie. And with it, he'll move to a couple under par. Here's Will Zalatoris. So after that effort, let's have a look at the contenders and the pretenders. Tommy Fleetwood is atop the leaderboard with a 1-stroke lead. The 8th is a short par 4, Rich, and modern players are starting to try to drive this green.
They are, although I don't quite see it that way. It's such an easy second shot if you just lay it up short of those fairway bunkers down the left-hand side. You're not going to have much more than a flip sand wedge, gap wedge maybe, to a green that once again has a lot of movement to it.
This shot from 120 yards. 3 shots off the lead. Yep, that one's on the dance floor. You can 2-putt that for sure.
Already had a few birdies today. This for another.
And this putt to move into a tie for 3rd. That is hunting for the hole. Oh, what a shame. That would have been a nice one to hole. For the par. Now let's switch our attention to Will Zalatoris.
He's currently trailing his rival. Let's see what happens here.
This one heading towards the green. Oh, that's stealing one. A birdie against the runner play.
And now this is why you can never get comfortable, even if you're leading a PGA Tour pro. This is what they do. They mean business.
Going with the hybrid. Should find the green. Yes, anytime you can find the green and have a putt, you'll take it. This putt will move them to 3 under par.
Little birdie look in here.
Ouch, that hurts. This putt just 5 feet away from the hole. It was on a good line. Just a short putt remaining here. And just with 9 holes remaining, Rich, what do you think here is going to happen for this player?
Well, after 9, so far so good. It's great to see these two players stepping up, getting the best out of the games. It'll be interesting to see exactly who's going to be ahead at the end of the tournament.
Oh, that's a sweet-looking swing, that one. Second shot here on the 10th hole. Chosen the pitching wedge here. Good sounding strike, that one. That's an absolute ripper. What a shot. Let's take a look at JT just a little while ago. Nicely holed. Let's get back to it, shall we? And this putt to move into the top 10. You know, it's not if you make bogeys, it's how you respond. Well done. Oh, here he comes into the top 10 with a bolt. And Tommy Fleetwood heads the field. The par 5 11th, very gettable if, Rich, you can avoid that monster tree about 100 yards out.
Exactly. Tee shots, once again, you're throwing it between a couple of bunkers, but the second shot, there's a tree about 75 yards short of this green, and you've got to figure out a way around it. Do you draw it around it? Do you hit a fade around it? What do you do? No easy task for any of these players. Green sits above the player just a little bit, and again, has a lot of movement on it.
Handy effort, that one. Do you like the view from where you're standing, Henny?
Yeah, he's about 155 from this whole location.
Going with the 8-iron here. This should play. Fairways and greens. Easy game, isn't it?
It has been fantastic to watch all week long. This player is dialed in.
Ooh. And this putt coming up for his par. And there he is, the 2019 US Open champion, Gary Woodland, currently leading things. Well, the 12th is certainly one of the stronger holes on the back nine. This par 4 measuring just under 500 yards.
You want to try and hug the left-hand side as best you can to shorten up the hole as much as you can, but still avoid that bunker if at all possible. Second shot, the green up there sits a little bit caddy cornered to the players, so working the golf ball in there for left to right for your second shot would be the play.
Not a bad line, this one. What kind of shot are they facing here, Henny?
Setting up here from about 195 yards.
Trying to get it to move a little bit to the left here.
That's just inside the range. This putt for inside the top 5 on the leaderboard. Just didn't drop. Putting for a par here. I don't mind the look of this. Why don't we catch up with Will Zalatoris?
Birdied their last hole.
And this putt is for birdie 3 on the scorecard.
Come on, ball. Come on.
No, that's too bad. And now we can take a look at how that play affects the leaderboard. Rich, the 13th is a short par 4, but a really good one, depending on how much you want to take off.
There's really no real reason to go right at the green, Luke, with a tee shot, even if you have the power to get there, because you just can't stop it on the green. If anything, you want to hit it out to the right, where your next shot is going straight up the green. This is a very flat green, but is perched well above the fairway. It's a wonderful birdie opportunity.
Sitting at 2 under, currently tied for 7th position.
Oh, this needs a little right turn, Clyde.
Now let's switch our attention to Will Zalatoris.
He's just coming off a drop shot on that last hole.
Come on, look after us. Little bounce to the right here. What are we looking at for this putt, Henny?
Setting up this putt 18 feet from the cup. This is their look at birdie.
Ooh, right by the hole. Just taking a look at this one, Rich. Do you think it's makeable?
Luke, I just don't see this happening. I tell you, I'd love to see this player prove me wrong, though.
Moving down the leaderboard after that hole. Well, for all the opportunities 13 provides you, you don't get too many here at the par 3 14th. It's a beast.
As easy of a birdie opportunity as the 13th was, 14, yeah, not so much here. Even though the green is quite large in size, it's difficult to hit with a long iron.
This would be a great up and down from this spot. Pretty good chance here. This one's for par. Hey, that's a chance. Nice little putt to hole, that one. No movement up or down on the leaderboard for this player. The 15th is certainly no cakewalk either. A par 4 measuring just under 500 yards.
This is the time where you need to have the best drive of the day. Take it out to the right, avoid the bunkers down the left-hand side. And the green, once again, it's got some movement into high spot in the front, a low area, and then a high area in the back. When the pin's all the way back, good luck making 4.
This one looks like it'll safely make the green. Not a bad play, that one. Trying to get to 2 under with this putt.
This is tracking right into the front of this cup.
Why don't we catch up with Will Zalatoris?
Coming off a bogey on the last hole.
So after that effort, let's take a look at the leaderboard. Tommy Fleetwood has a 1-shot advantage over the field. Well, as we approach the final holes here at TPC Louisiana, the short par 4 16, Rich, it's a good one, but also a challenging one.
Only the brave will take driver out on this short hole. Long irons, hybrids, fairway woods down the left-hand side is just fine.
And taking aim from around 100 yards here, 4 strokes off the lead. Going with the pitching wedge here. Lovely effort, that. What's in front of them, Henny, with this putt?
Yeah, they've left it in the perfect spot here, just below the hole. They can be aggressive up the hill.
frustrating. An opportunity to make their par.
Now let's switch our attention to Will Zalatoris.
Who'd have thought we'd see this? He is behind his rival. Can he do the catching up that's necessary?
Our current leader is enjoying a one-shot lead. The par 3 17th requires a really strong tee shot, doesn't it, Rich?
That it does. Again, a very difficult par 3 with water all the way down the left-hand side. Just bail out to the right as best you can and rely on your short game to make that par.
This putt is 16 feet to the hole. Mark it down, that's birdie number 5. And that will take him to 3 under. And stepping up the standings after that effort.
Managing to chase down the leaders, closing that gap. Gotta like it.
Needs to make a move soon.
No harm, no foul there with that shot.
A 3-time victor already this season.
Pretty good shot there.
And this putt for a final score of 67. Oh, gee, that line was looking good, wasn't it?
And that wraps up proceedings in this one. Henny, I'm starting to really appreciate the magic in these rivalries. While they can't walk away with a victory in the tournament proper, they get to lay claim to beating some real stars of the PGA. And what about this victory over young Will Zalatoris?
Luke, Will Zalatoris isn't one of those players that gets beaten. This just doesn't happen. He is a player of the future, a young gun that usually comes out firing on all 4 cylinders. He didn't today, and this player took advantage, and they will use that to prepare.